Recently, we saw 5 players from the Lions get suspended. That was back in April. We've seen other players begin to be, investigated on potential violations and whatnot. Jags wide receiver last year, and Calvin Ridley was suspended for the entire season. Right now, the NFL, they want to implement 6 new rules.
Oh, God.
And you tell me that they might not even be new, right? But they seem pretty straightforward. Don't bet on the NFL. Don't gamble at your team facility, traveling for a road game, or at a team hotel. Don't have someone bet for you. Don't share, so on and so forth. Does this? Because my first question is, as a player, does this seem to be something that's hard to follow?
Honestly, man, just looking at the rules that they're trying to implement, I think like 5 out of the 6 rules there, I'm kind of, more on the side of the NFL. The only one that I'm kind of not on the side of is, gambling within players. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're on a team and we're going to an event, or, we traveling to a road game, or you're in the facility, like that rule is the hardest one to kind of, follow. I mean, the other one, honestly, the daily fantasy football, like a lot of friends, a lot of guys, play the fantasy football. Not all fantasy footballs have money behind it. You know what I'm saying? Some people just like to play the fantasy football. But all the other rules, like betting on an NFL game, I don't think a player should bet on the NFL game. Like, honestly, for me, we gamble. You know what I'm saying? Like players gamble. Like you're in the facility, you're on the road game, we're gonna shoot some dice, we're gonna play some cards. But you know what I'm saying? That's teammate to teammate. Like I don't really see that being a big deal. Now, as far as the games and stuff, like extra stuff they're asking, I think like you have to be careful on, giving people insight on certain things. Like, oh, this player is not playing, this player is playing. You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff right there. Like, yeah, I don't think players should be able to do that. Betting on NFL games, I don't think players should be able to do that. But like, if we gonna gamble with each other and have a friendly gamble, like I think that should be fine.
Yeah. Now, in doing research on like this gambling policy, one thing I noticed was that it states that players, they have to abide by these rules. However, they can bet on sports outside, of their league. Non-players associated with the NFL aren't allowed to bet on any sports at all in any leagues. Is that not like pretty misleading? Like, what's up with that?
Let me see the rules again. Can we put the rules back up there? Okay, don't bet on the NFL. Agree. Don't gamble at your team facility, traveling for a road game or team hotel. Dumb. No one's going to follow that. Don't have someone bet for you. Dumb. What if I play in a city where gambling, sports betting is not legal yet? I can't have someone place a bet for me on an NBA game?
Right.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Don't share team inside information. Okay, I agree with that. Don't enter a sports book during the NFL playing season. Also dumb, because NBA and NFL overlap. So I can't bet on baseball and baseball. I can't bet on baseball or NBA during the NFL season. I got to wait till February. That's dumb. Don't play daily fantasy football. Also dumb. So the only good rule up there is the inside information and the NFL.
Yeah.
The other rules don't make any sense whatsoever.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I would be interested to see how many people are actually going to follow that.
Right. And this is my thing too, D-Jack, right? I want to get you guys.
Also, one more thing.
No, go ahead.
You're telling me not to enter a sports book. Doesn't the NFL have deals with DraftKings, FanDuel?
That's literally what I wanted to point out.
Caesars? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, that's literally what I wanted to point out. So they have the 3 official sports books of the NFL are Caesars, DraftKings, and FanDuel. Right?
You know what the NFL is doing?
Okay. So I'll put the money in my pocket, but don't touch it.
Exactly.
Do as I say.
Not as I do.
Not as I do.
Not as I do.
Okay.
Get the hell
That's
outta
what
here.
they're doing right now.
Honestly and truly, I
They
feel like
always
that's
do
what
that. That's how
we're
they
doing.
control it, man. They
That
always
sucks.
control the narrative.
Right. So like, they talk about, protecting the integrity of the game. However, they put everything into really advertising and advocating sports betting. I don't get it. Like, yeah, as a player, like, did you ever, like, what was your stance on that? Like, when you were playing, I know sports gambling has become more and more prevalent really in the last few years and whatnot. But like, did athletes ever consider that like, yo, the NFL, there's FanDuel ads, there's Caesar Sportsbook ads.
Of course
there's
they've considered it.
They're everywhere. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, I think as a player, man, anytime you're seeing the NFL make rules and the NFLPA make rules and we have to follow and abide by them, like for us it's kind of like frustrating because we do see the FanDuel the DraftKings, and we see all this stuff, and it's like they're almost promoting us as athletes and players to these companies, and they're making millions of dollars, partnering up with them and promoting that. But then it's like we have to stay in this small window where it's like we can't do anything when it comes down to betting. And it's like it's almost like it's unfair, but once again, they feel like they pay us these millions of dollars, and we have to just sit there and shut up and play football. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, as players, we understand that, and that's why certain guys do, things where they try to bend the rules a little bit. But for me, whatever you like, it's like Ashley said, it's hard to control every person in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you're doing, just make sure you smart what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't be a bonehead and be caught up. You know what I'm saying? Because if nobody knows what you're doing, how can you get slapped on the wrist if they don't know what you're doing? So I'm not trying to promote it. I'm not trying to intrigue it. But at the same time, I mean, everyone's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's betting. They're gambling when you go on the road. I mean, that's just what's being done. So at the end of the day, it's going to be hard for them to micromanage all that. It's just impossible.
And were these rules created to... I'm confused. Is the NFL trying to say that they're allowing gambling, but under the guise of these rules? Is that what this is?
Yeah, because they are allowing players to, in a certain extent, still be involved with sports gambling. But like because players have complained about like the rules not being clear. So now what they wanted to do was reestablish what the key 6 rules are, and they've also said that they're going to start implementing like actual. I'm forgetting the word. I'm losing the word. But like little ceremonies for the rookies that come in each year now.
Right. Let me put you guys on game real quick. All right, for all the NFL players that may be watching or maybe seeing this later when we post it on social. These rules to go ahead and make gambling comfortable for the NFL, these aren't rules that even allow you to gamble when you actually like dive deep into it. Let's roll those rules up there one more time. We're going to throw these up here. Don't bet on NFL games. Okay, that's fair. Don't gamble at your team facility. It doesn't even say what kind of gambling. That includes dominoes. That includes cards. That includes, I bet you $10 I can throw this sock in that garbage can right now. That includes everything. So literally you can't do anything. You can't bet on big things. You can't bet on little things. Michael Jordan was betting on crickets racing. You couldn't even do that if you wanted to. Don't have someone bet for you. Also, not really allowing you to bet. Don't share team inside information. Got it. Okay, you can take this off now. Don't enter a sports book during the NFL season. Basically, for what people who don't know what that means, you can't place bets via FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, any sports book from the months of August to February. That means you can't bet on baseball, you can't bet on hockey, you can't bet on basketball, you can't bet on anything that does not have to do with the sport that you are playing. So them allowing you to bet outside of the NFL, if you actually read the fine print, they're not allowing you to bet at all. It's still a no gambling situation from top to bottom. There's no gambling whatsoever. So I don't know who created these rules and who thought that they were like being slick and like getting one over. But the inner lawyer in me, who always reads the fine print and in between the lines, is telling you that you still can't gamble per the NFL.
What needs to happen? They need to just like cut a check to players at the end of the season, with all that the NFL earns from maybe like some of these gambling sites and whatnot. Wouldn't that be fair? Wouldn't that be like a fair alternative? What do you think, DJ?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a thin line between them, man. I think they should allow some type of form of betting, but once again, they're just going to control the narrative. I mean, it's going to always benefit to the NFL regardless. And players just got to understand that. I mean, you're getting paid millions of dollars. Is it worth to jeopardize, like Calvin Ridley, to get suspended a whole year and lose your salary for a whole year? It's just really not worth it. So I just say just move smart, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just in life in general, man. Anything and everything you do don't have to be promoted. You know what I'm saying? Just be smart about what you do. I think that's the biggest advice I could give a player in the NFL.
Yeah, just play ball, right? I mean,
like, damn, I can't even bet on like a burger eating contest. Like, I bet I could eat this burger faster than you. Can't do that.
No, Ashley, you can't promote that, Ashley. You can do whatever you want. Just don't promote it, Ashley.
Just whatever. I think they're BS rules. Nice try, though, guys.
What if the prize changed? What if it wasn't money?
No, because gambling doesn't always include money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You
is it
can
a
gamble.
money thing?
You can gamble with anything.
I think everybody knows what gambling means. I don't think we need to say. we don't need to make it harder than what it is. We know what they're saying. So at the end of the day, just be smart, guys. Just be smart.
You've been on the down low.
Right. But yeah, man. Yeah, D-Jack. No, again, we appreciate you being on and whatnot. But yeah, I think we're gonna get into some basketball talk now. Now, of course, yeah. Now, like I said, D-Jack, it's we good.
What, Corey? Are you straight?
Yeah,
What's wrong?
Corey, are you shorting out?
What's good with you?
What is happening?
I got too much on my mind. I got people texting me and whatnot. I'm looking at the chat.
First of all, that's not how you do it.
I know that was a bad transition.
D-Jack, we appreciate you joining us, talking all things football. What are you getting into this weekend?
Man, I'm outside, man.
Oh.
I was gonna tell you too, Ashley. Don't forget, we still got that bet on the line.
I know.
With them cow, you know what?
Don't say it. Say it. Don't say it.
Wait, what's the bet? What was the bet again?
We have to come up with the bet. We haven't come up with it, but is it for one game or is it for both times we play each other?
Whatever you want to do.
We should do both times because we see each other twice a year.
Yo,
we should have a different bet for each game.
You make the wager.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.